This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to look at the Turtles of Grayskull Super Shredder Mutated Serpent Ninja Master figure, part of the Masters of the Universe Ninja Turtles crossover line. And I believe this is the last figure they're putting out for it, even though it does seem like we've seen a prototype of the Shredder Skeletor hybrid. The front of the box is actually pretty boring. This was a Walmart exclusive also, which they canceled my original pre-order. Then I ordered it from Big Bad Toy Store. Then they got it in stock again, so I picked it up and canceled my Big Bad Toy Store order, which I feel kind of bad about. But at the same time, I wanted it quickly so I could get this review done. So on the side, we see Shredder holding his staff and just looking whatever. On the other side, we see Shredder without his staff, just looking again, whatever. And on the back, we see Shredder going up against the Ninja Turtles, Raphael and Leonardo. It was not Shredder's first time submerged in the ooze. Last time he merged, mutated with insane strength. This time, fused with King Hiss's venom. Shredder is now the Snakeman's weapon of destruction. Super Shredder! Put a dagger of Serpos in his hand. Build the slithering sorcerer staff. The reptile wars. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles scour Eternia for Shredder, but find themselves in the middle of King Hiss's plot to make the Snakemen the most powerful force in the universe. So let's go ahead and open this sucker up. Here we see that you can combine the dagger with the fork. You can pull his head off and his cape off, and you know, whatever exciting things are there. Once again, I just want to say, I cannot believe they went with this boring-ass background when they could have done so much more interesting. Here we have the little standout thing for him, showing that the little tail thing comes off. The torso comes off. I'm guessing his underwear comes off. Hands, blah, blah, blah. Face. They don't show the cape. Here we have the little card that comes with them in lieu of a mini comic, which I will say has always been a shame with these. On the back of the card, however, we see Super Shredder, the mutated serpent ninja master. Super Shredder, master of ninjutsu. Razor sharp shredding armor. Superhuman strength. The mutation. Lethal snake venom. Regenerating snake body. Super serpent strength. And now before us stands the Shredder. This apparently is the dagger of Serpos that he comes with, which does not look like the other daggers of Serpos that we have had in the past. You know, the one that came with Lady Slither. Here is... I have no idea what that's supposed to... I guess it's supposed to be a snake holding on to giant fang things, but it looks like something that you would find in a Star Trek show. So we can combine those together like so, and ooh, how exciting that is. And it's hollow. Like, why? Like, how much exactly? How much money do they save in production by doing that? That's what I'd like to know. Then we got the little flickering end thing. I wonder, out of curiosity. Oops. You can hook those two together too if you want. It's actually kind of a shame that they didn't set it up so that you could hook this onto here. I think that would look more interesting. But it also means we can hook that onto his tail if we want. But I guess it's time to get serious. Put that there. Put a staff there. Definitely speaking, it looks like he's reusing the hands that we got with the Demigorgon and Vecna. And of course, you know, the majority of the Serpo's tail. Now, there is a cut line here, so it's not solid through, and I didn't think to snag one of the other, well, one of the Lady Slither or Tila that I have in my display with the tail to see if that cut is originally in the first one, you know, that, because I think her tail goes all the way around. It is too bad that the back of the tail doesn't move at all, and so you basically posed like this the entire time, feet-wise. And remember, you have to have like the tail positioned pretty specifically in order for him to balance in the first place. So, you know, ultimately with the snake tails here, your posability is super limited because you have to work on the balance also, and it's a lot harder to balance this thing without additional support. So that's also an issue, but that's been with all the snake-tailed characters. That being said, let's take a look at that head sculpt. Looks kind of flat to me. And it doesn't look particularly scary. I mean, I suppose if I saw this in real life, I'd be freaked out. But as far as the toy goes, it's not a particularly scary looking face. So that's kind of a disappointment. It has harness and cape. Brand new skirt piece. We can go ahead and do that and have him be naked. Let's talk articulation. And then we're going to disassemble him a bit. Head spins at a 360. You can look down and you can look up. Surprisingly, the cape is not causing too much issue with the head movement. We can hinge the arm up, which of course causes him to practically stab himself with his shoulder cutter, whatever you want to call it, blades. And down again, and up again, and down again. Spin the arm around. Oddly enough, nothing's really interfering with that either. This thing on his arm, however, is right in the elbow joint at the moment. Oh, I can't go any further forward because of the way the arm's designed. So, because of this thing, we cannot get a very good bend on the elbow. Not even sure I can. There we go. See, okay, so he's got this big old cuff on his arm here. So this thing is sitting back behind the cuff. Once we move this forward, though, we do get the full range of motion again. And it does kind of look like he's using King Hiss's shoulder there, by the way. Oh, man. These, you know, his little shred blades here, they are weirdly positioned as they're trying to look like fangs. This side, as you can see, they're all warped already. And I'm not sure if this is supposed to be I don't think it's supposed to be pushing out like this, so I kind of think, honestly, I think these are all fucked up. Maybe part of the problem is because I don't have it all the way back. No, they're still uneven, so I don't know. I'm not sure how that was supposed to work exactly, but not too good. And again, that side's all warped. And with this like rubbery plastic, I'm not sure how well heating it up is going to to take, but that's a concern. At the wrist, we do have a spin, and we have the in and out on this side, and we have the in and out on that side and the spin also, and his little tail thing just popped off. Obviously, we have the swivel at the waist. The tail has articulation points here. Can wiggle, and here can wiggle some more, and here can't really wiggle so much as spin. And then it's up to you to try to figure out the balance again. What I want to see though, let's pop his head off, and get rid of the armor. So off the bat, I do not recognize this torso. If any of you guys do, please feel free to comment. But it doesn't really look like any of the Snakemen that I can think of offhand. I mean, at first I thought maybe that they were doing Rattler's torso for him, since Rattler has a bigger one. But no, this does look like it might be unique to this figure. It's stupid. Ugh. And the harness is pretty plain and could actually go with pretty much any character. So I'm wondering, we'll probably see some kind of reuse on that in the future. Now, something I would like to point out here. The Turtles of Grayskull Merman was also sold as a deluxe figure from Walmart, and he came with a set of legs also. And I personally do not think that the cape makes up for the lack of legs. I get that they didn't want to do that with this guy because of the whole, you know, brain fart. Because he's supposed to have been turned into a serpent, but still. He is better than King Hiss, but not by much, in my opinion. I really do kind of think that the Turtles of Grayskull line, this is my personal opinion on the figures, and I said it before, they just kind of got worse and worse as the line went on. Like, this is a pretty interesting concept for the Super Shredder, but I don't know. He's better than King Hiss. King Hiss just turned out awful. And this guy looks fine. I think he'll be okay on the shelf. Hopefully, I can heat up the armor and straighten out the spikes here and get them lined up properly. But that's, I think, a major part of my disappointment. Like, even the skirt piece here, it just kind of like flings forward like he's got a boner under there. And that doesn't look particularly good either. You know, we got the little blade tail, which doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. But, you know, they wanted to make him look more badass. And I don't know, that brown color is kind of icky looking too, to be honest. But let me know what you guys think on this one. Honestly, how do you guys think he turned out? I'm curious. I want to know. And if you enjoyed this video, please feel free to slither that like button. And of course, if you want to see more of my nonsense, you can hit that subscribe button. Hey, you can do the notifications too, although that might be more if you're a masochist and want to torture yourself. But hey, you be you. I thank you for watching. Peace and love.